Hello everyone. So we will begin with Unit 1. So before going for our chapters, let's understand what is derivatives and how these transactions will be done. Let's say you need $1,000 after 1 month, and now in an international market the exchange rate is $1 is equal to rupees 70, and you recognize after 1 month the price of the dollar will increase to rupees 75, that is $1 is equal to rupees 75, and this is a risk for you, is it? So if the price is increased to rupees 75 after 1 month, when you need that particular dollars, $1,000, that is a risk for you, you have to pay more, right? So to reduce this particular risk, you can enter into one particular contract with any of the intermediaries or banks or any person who is having $1,000, saying that I am going to purchase $1,000 after 1 month, and with the mutual consent of both the parties, you are going to decide the exchange rate which you are going to pay after 1 month. Let's say it is rupees 72, right? So what you have done here, you are hedged your risk of rupees 3 by entering into one particular contract. So this contract is called as derivatives. There are a lot of types of the derivative contracts. We'll get to know about that when we are continuing with this particular subject. But this is just a general meaning of the derivatives. So what is the difference between financial derivatives and a normal derivatives? It's so simple. If the underlying asset is a financial asset, financial instrument, obviously it is a financial derivatives. If not, it is a normal derivatives. Okay, so there are a lot of types like commodity derivatives and all. We'll get to know that once we are proceeding with this particular unit. So here is a meaning. Derivative is a financial instrument whose price is dependent upon or derived from one or more underlying asset. Okay, so the price of the contract is dependent or derived from one or more underlying asset. So in the previous example, it is US dollar exchange rate. Okay, not US dollar, it is exchange rate of the US dollar. When price of underlying asset changes, the value of the derivative also changes. Okay, the value of the derivative also changes. Let's say if the price after 1 month is decreased, then the value of that derivative contract will be changed. If the exchange rate is increased to $1 is equal to rupees 78 rupees. Okay, that's called as home currency depreciation. So at that time also the contract's value will definitely change. Derivative is not a product. Remember, derivative is not a product. Okay, it is a contract and the agreement which derives the value from underlying asset. Whatever asset it may be gold, it may be stocks, it may be any of the commodities, it may be any of the financial instruments, so anything. Okay, the value of the contract is derived from the underlying asset. So this is the economic benefit of the derivatives. One, it reduces the risk and low transaction cost. If you are going to some other agreements, then the transaction cost would be more than the portfolio management. In case you want to reduce the risk of your portfolio, then the derivatives will be helpful and enhance the liquidity. So obviously you know what is liquidity, right? It is conversion of the instruments into the cash. How quickly you can convert your securities or any of the financial instruments into the cash. It is called as the liquidity, and the derivatives also will enhance the liquidity. Here is the types of the derivatives or the derivative contracts. One, forward contract. Second one is a future contract. Next one is option contract. The third one is the swaps. Okay, so forward contracts, future contracts, today we are going to see. Options and the swaps, a little bit wider concepts, we are going to speak about that in coming classes. So let's begin with the first type. It is called as the forward contract. So here that bolded explanations we can see, and upper side will go little bit later. So forward contracts are the contracts between two parties, not a standardized contract. Okay, it is not a standardized contract. No regulatory authorities and chances of the default is more. Okay, so let's understand this with the example. A enters into a contract by saying he is going to buy $100 at the rate of 60 rupees per dollar after 3 months, and is going to enter into contract with person P. Okay, so here there is no middleman at all. See, forward is a contract between two parties to buy or sell an asset on a pre-specified future date at a pre-specified price. So the pre-specified price is there and pre-specified the future date is also there, and no middleman is involved, no regulatory authority is involved. Forward contract settlements comes on a pre-specified future date. So about the settlement date and all we speak little bit later. There is a small concept which we have to focus. This is traded only in over the counter market. The forward contracts are traded in over the counter market. What's it? This is a customized contract. Obviously it's a customized contract between a customers and counterparty risk. For both the parties the risk is there and no money involved at imitation of the contract. The money is not involved at the imitation of the contract, and the liquidity risk is also there in this particular type of the contract. So this is regarding a forward contracts. About the future contract, the difference between forward contracts and future contracts is there is a regulatory authority and the contracts are a standardized one, and obviously both the parties are not known by each other. Okay, when there is a standardized regulatory authority, then obviously the parties of these transactions are not known. Future contracts are the contracts between two parties. It is a standardized one, presence of regulatory authorities, and chances of the default is very less. So these contracts should be performed, it should be fulfilled. The duties of the parties should be fulfilled. Future contract is an agreement between two parties to buy or sell an asset at a certain time in the future at a certain price. This is a standardized exchange traded contract. So what is standardization here? Quantity of underlying asset, central clearing facilities, delivery dates, and the price quotes. So these all things are clearly mentioned and it may be equal for each and every transaction. It is traded on an organized exchange. The organized exchange will be there as a middleman. Indian equity market concern, NSE is having a most developed equity derivatives market. They have launched a 3-month series in the future contract cycle. Okay, that is the current month, next month, and the 4 months. So this is regarding the transactions. We'll get to know in detail in coming classes. About the expiry date, usually the last Thursday or every month of the previous day if the Thursday is a public holiday. So this is also about the expiry date. Some of the special aspects will come. We'll speak about that advanced concepts in coming classes. Okay, the example, person A is there, person B is there. Person A wants to buy $100 and he is going to inform to the regulatory authority, and he will say that he is ready to buy at the exchange rate of ₹60 per dollar after 3 months. And person B also having $100 and he wants to sell it. Okay, and he is going to inform into the regulatory authority, and the regulatory authority will adjust the demand and the supply. Okay, so let's say person B is having $1,000. So from the person B they are going to sell $100 to person A. So they are going to adjust the demand and the supply of these two persons. So when there is a regulatory authority, when there is a standardized control, then the risk of default is very less. This is the two types of the derivatives, and other two types we are going to see in next class.